What is going on, Rolling Empire here, guys, to give you a video. I was in the mood to catch what I could of Cobra Kai, and I'm going to go season by season. But with this, it's been that thing where, like, I heard a bit of the talks. I was like, wow, it's coming out on YouTube Premium. Well, how does that even matter? And then hearing, I was like, no, it's actually really good and all that. And wow, and then you should really check it out. And then it's also being now taken to like Netflix, and season 3 just came out and all. So I wanted to give a bit of my opinion of seeing this show, finally giving it a shot. A bit about what I like about Karate Kid. I remember seeing all 3 movies. I have vivid memories, but I remember seeing them. And then I know number 1 is the best one and all that. It's all, what haven't you heard? It's being heard. And I caught it recently and I said, you know what? This made kind of sense. Give a little bit of a sort of refresher, a bit of the franchise. I was like, let's see the series. Why not, man? Let's give this a shot, okay? This is something that could have been up my alley. This is something that, who would have thought? Like, this could have failed. This could have been like, what's the purpose, or why are they going? But then, it's like, I'll check this out. I'll give this a shot and see how it goes and all. But I have seen that people have said it's actually pretty good and all. And I'm like, okay, why not? And, is it really like a lightning in the bottle? Does this really work and all that? And surprising to all of the effect, it really does work. It's a really enjoyable show. It's a season and all that. It's fun and all. And, you would be lying to yourself if you didn't say, maybe you've seen, especially how long I've taken to kind of review a bit of this. I've seen some reviews where it said, you will find the campiness, the cheesiness, but if you also dig the story, if you dig these characters, you dig like the older generation and the newer generation, you'll have a good time. And I really agree. I really agree with all these kinds of opinions. I liked a lot of how, oh man, it was a nice way to revisit a time that wasn't so sensitive. I'll put it that politely. And then seeing it, I was like, this is modern take. Whoa, this is really good. And seeing the way they capitalize on like the music and all, and then the scenery, just the moodness of everything. It felt like Karate Kid taken in a certain time. And if you know what the story is about, like it was interesting to know that now they spin it on Johnny, where Johnny's supposedly the hero. And I'm like, I want to check this out. This is one of those like kind of hook kind of things, that kind of stuff. And it is interesting to see now, knowing from like being, a witness, it was like how they kind of spin this. You're like, man, this is not gonna work. It works to an extent. And sometimes you can catch, you're like, okay, even from a certain person's point of view, they might leave stories or they might change the story. You see that, but you see still the story that, just a guy. He's just a guy that's just trying to get through, like, with his life and all. And, seeing how it is kind of balancing, with his family, and then just himself, how he is as a person. Then it kind of, and it just goes with the Karate Kid tropes. He stumbles upon this kind of shy, kind of nerdy sort of kid. He gets bullied, and then it all just rises with, like, his family having this, the conflict that he has with him, and that kind of motivates him to train this guy named Miguel. And it's just all that kind of stuff. And it falls into those what you would see, but it makes it so, it fits a lot. This doesn't always happen, but I really did have fun with these characters. And I guess it's because there is a lot of the acknowledgement, like, that it has some seriousness to be taken from. Like, this is, you want to continue the saga. If you want to continue the saga, this is a nice way to kind of appreciate that, but then still realize that, what they are at the core, like the way they have had probably a lot of people be interested in this franchise. A bit of the campiness, a bit of the cheesiness with the karates and all, the karate, the senseis and all. It's just a fun, good time. And it feels so good to get a nice show like this. Oh my goodness. Like, where it's just, it focuses on the story, and then, you have investments here. And a lot of this also that I really did enjoy, that it was really interesting, is how you can flip and flop and all this here. Like I said, that Johnny's the good guy in the story, but then you still see, like, Ramaccio was like, yeah, man, you're sort of like a villain, but at the same time, you sometimes still get a sense of his hero-ness, like the hero that he is and all. And they know who he is, who's the main guy in this story. Johnny's the guy, but they still give spotlights of like, who was the central protagonist, and who are we kind of like focusing now. Interesting. Then like with what you have with good old John and his the father and son. He has the father and son dynamic. You're like, you realize we're the more rational scientist, but you also relate to why the other person's feeling the way they are. But then you see him just trying to make amends, and he has that opportunity with his like students. So it's a nice master and student kind of ideology, like what you wouldn't understand in a certain thing like this. So it's so fun to see all this, and it's interesting to see the unique way of how they're both Daniel and Johnny, how their lives are, and realizing, yeah, how does it feel like when a story, yeah, when a chapter ends in the saga and then a new one starts, and seeing how they are in the environments, and like, Daniel's a little bit, he's the winner, he was the good guy and all, but then seeing how he is with his family, how he's kind of keeping sort of spoiled, like, I like that kind of contrast. And Johnny's like, you thought he was the not so good of a person, not so good of a person of a good guy, realizes, he has humane in him, with the way he was trained, there was some manipulation, and he tries to, what a lot of relatable people would do, try to battle the demons, but don't let the demons get in the way. Still try to push. It's nice of a character arc that I like. It's not really one sided. It's one thing if that's our hero and he's not all sunshine and daisies and all, then it's nice where it's really realistic. He still has a nice kind of fun likableness of the tone he has this character, and there's just a lot that is interwoven here with just seeing how those two guys, but with their families and everybody, how it brings it all, like like I said, like with Miguel and all the friends he makes at school, how it all connects with the LaRussos, and then seeing how it bites back to the Johnny's family and how Johnny just tackles certain things like that. There's parallels. This is a nice way to show an example of how a parallel can be like this. And this is, I might do a video. We'll see. We'll see if I do a video. But this is how Star Wars should have been if you kept it within the family. I like this with Cobra Kai. You kept it within the family, but you still brought in people that were very interesting. And not everything is fully like perfection. Like there is still some kind of developments that I thought were too quick, or other things that were resolved too fast. That I'm like, I wish we had more time to marinate. But because it makes up for a lot more of like you have some reasoning, you go with it, and this one show really warrants the kind of the ambition that it's trying to tell. But yeah, it's not a perfect, like, it almost want to say film, or like a film, but it's a TV series of how certain things are written and certain things get resolved and all. But it's still a really fun, entertaining show. And you realize then when they start building to their tournament, their battle, you have a certain way to root for a lot of people. That's why, and it plays with you, and I like that. It plays with you with the emotions, and everybody tries to get a certain side where they feel right, where they feel like there's a right of justice. But it's it is nice where there's that gray line. It's that gray line of what everybody draws in this kind of thing. So that's what makes it really enjoyable. That's what I think the most, judging this season, at least with this season. But still, overall, like there's enough of what you want of the villains. There's enough what you want of the heroes. There's what you would want for the Karate Kid. The Karate Kid and the Cobra Kai, the heroes, the villains, they're all here. You have Easter eggs. Easter eggs that even for me, that I'm a bit more higher than a casual, but still more of a casual person, I picked up some. And for a lot of people, other things, you would probably think that this is good. Whether it's you call it fan service or whatnot, that's certain people's opinions, and that's okay. This is my opinion. I like the callbacks they had. I like the Easter eggs they were sprinkled in throughout this. And as long as it really was tackled with just really likable characters, just an amazing story, this show is just really entertaining. I can't wait to catch up with the other ones. I can't wait to catch up, see how it kind of goes, give a full series analysis of what I thought of this. But judging on this season, this series, how it is, really nice way to just give this story some life. And a nice continuation, guys. Let me know, guys, what you thought of Cobra Kai, like the season, the series, depending. Spoilers is fine, like mild spoilers in case someone wants to check it out. But go ahead and just tell me, what you thought and all. Again, these are always just my thoughts and opinions. I just thought the show was a nice welcoming, refreshing take on the whole franchise, and it really was entertaining. So all this in the comments below, and as always, roll an empire, laugh, smile, repeat.